Welcome. We're here. And as we're looking through the teaching, deep, deep into the teachings. See, in life, you look at the glass. Right now, I got that on glass. Now, through the glass, you can see, but there was something something before, sprinkled. That's it. It was sprinkled like this. Boom. And there was what you call plantation before the egg. So our fathers, mothers learned through the land. But the land got polluted. They started all these trends and ancient practices still can. Well, we journey more into understanding. Okay. So plant here and we see that there's a lighter, right? We see that there's a rock. And we see that this is in a nice bonsai, right? But what happens if every day you came with a lighter and went like this? You could magically awaken your own land. But what is the beauty? Loving it, knowing that it is a plant important to us, which is grounding. And so our system, it really depends upon your consciousness to understand. A student may not want a religious approach, but they want science. So when you create this, that becomes life. How you tend to it becomes your life. Is that not Lord? Now, if you come out here psychologically and be like, wow, I love this dirt. Every day I'll even go with a little lighter. I'll burn the sacred ground. I'll look and see it needs trimming, spray it. And then when I'm done, I'll put a rock. Not just any rock, a certain. And then from there, I would take fresh leaf, see? And I will take scraps of a cleaned plant, see, cleaned plant that needs to be recycled. And then My wildlife that was a baby and now is here to show his land. We build this for him, but for us to observe inside an animal and how that animal can fly away, but this is so trained that it will not fly away. And it sings and talks and does everything. But he is our experiment. But he is our teaching because we have had him since he was a baby. Egg. And watched him hatch. And then had to rehabilitate him and train him, and he listens to all sorts of music and all parrots talking. But if I do not give him his environment, then I am keeping him captive. You want to learn, you can watch him. See, he has something to say. And his name is Fabiano. Fabiano. And Fabiano is very smart. He knows what he likes. He knows what he could snack on there. There's nothing there that will hurt him. It's his environment. That is a lemon tree that he is on, that is potted. And this is his playground all around. As he is our, not experiment, but a very gifted bird that needs to show people. Don't say you can't do something. Live. There are some birds that come into the world that are taken care of this way. And then there are some people that just cage the bird and don't give it its environment. But we're happy that we're in Puerto Rico, so that this bird can have that environment, especially in the alchemy garden that we do have. And he journeys with us constantly throughout the garden, and he will work next to us and hang out.
We give him the simulated space and the environment. And again, animals represent how you are inside of life. So look around you and see what there is. And we give him with fresh herbs. Everything that's edible will help his demeanor, his attitude, his digestion, everything. And you can watch more on the Quaker Parrot and Fabiano and what he does for the practice.
Yes, and that's what we have inside our practice, and we have been doing this for a long time. That if you do have a parrot, and for some reason you're in the Puerto Rico area, and you do not, you can't afford to keep it or something like that, you can actually donated here, but you would have to bring it to the alchemy garden. We would have to meet with you and talk with you. You would just be giving over the parrot. You'll always be able to visit it, but it's going into a training facility. And we are doing this because we have trained tons of birds and worked with puppies and animals and cats um, but we have found that in the breed, especially for like a good life in Puerto Rico, or you want a companion dog. People know the story of Poppy. Some people don't know the story of Poppy. Poppy was in a litter that was born, and a lot of that litter got sick and different things. And Poppy was the strong one. We brought all of them to the vets, you understand, to do what was needed. And Poppy was left, and there was a little girl left over. And we saw the neighbors next door and asked them if they wanted a chihuahua. And gave it to them. Now, the funny thing is that Poppy and that baby chihuahua literally lived diagonal across from each other and can see each other. Now, how that dog lives, Poppy, is a wonderful story because he was sick and we rehabilitated him very strong. And now he is a year and a half. And we have Fabiano. But if anybody has a parrot or a bird or something that they can't tend to, if you do contact us, we might be able to take it in for you. But understand, if we take it in, it goes in the experiment, goes in this program, and the bird is just donated for that. Do not ask us to purchase anything or any birds. This is by donation to Olivia Tatara's practice and her alchemy garden.
And you can view more of the alchemy garden and what we do inside. We use the herbs, and we just teach people about how grounding is a great part of your practice, no matter what you do inside of your life. As human beings, you're connected to the earth. So we invite people to the intuitive alchemy garden. Empaths come and they ground. They understand that they're one with the earth. The flowers nourish them. The herbs are taken specifically for that person, for that session, brewed into teas that we do give. And it's just a way to connect to yourself, a way to connect to the earth. And again, on YouTube, if you want to view the other channels that we do have, one of them is Intuitive Alchemy Garden, and we take you through the whole garden. You get to see the flowers. We produce different binaural beat sounds, rain sounds, to get you into different brainwave states of levels of being. This helps with any type of work that you do. You must be calm. You must be centered. And nature is a great way to align yourself with a balance of health and abundance, because again, you need a balance of everything. You can get lost in one place, in one system. So nature has patterns, nature has art, but also you want to ground yourself in your reality in a quantum way where you don't get lost interdimensionally, galactically, dimensionally. And these are portals in which you can do that. Even just by watching the bird here, he's featured a lot in Intuitive Alchemy Garden, and he does a lot of work for us energetically.
He just said hello, guys, if you could really
We've
catch
been
it.
training him to also speak. So it's been nice to hear him. And his beak has been growing. He grew doubled, tripled the size, of course.
And he's free in his, he has a cage that he can crawl in and out, but mostly he's always out with us in the garden and different things, and also helping students virtually.
You'll
especially,
see him in the videos.
He will be doing classes for people who have autism and different things like that, watching Fabiano in his habitat, and also for the study of blood pressure, diabetes, mind control that everybody talks about. The thing is, nature is very important because when you go into nature and you view something that you love to view, why not give him heaven on earth if that is yours? It's hard, guys. It's very hard, especially with the work and the family and all this stuff. If you see, we're multi-dimensional jumping, and we're actually quantum leaping. If any of you studied in science quantum leaping and looked at most topics in colleges and universities and scientists, they say that the quantum, especially in physics, what happens when you mix nature to the source of when it was? Why not give this parrot heaven on earth? That is what you're supposed to do to yourself. You're supposed to know yourself. If you see, he is in a dimension, and we're looking at him, but you're viewing him, but he already feels you. If you are too intense, he will not. He will attack if he does not know you. That is play. I know I can hurt you, but I will not hurt you. I love you. Hello. So when you interact with your pet, that's something that we've been offering for a long time, is knowing why you have that pet and what has brought you into that for that pet. But that pet, if it is in your life, you need to know your pet. That's another part of our system, guys. If you do have a pet, you treat it as heaven on earth. You must give. But we're in Puerto Rico. See, we're in Puerto Rico. All around. In the garden. All around. In the garden. feeling nature in an experiment. In an experiment. This is heaven on earth. If I taint it with water and glass and look through it, if I move it, it's still there. See? But it was tainted, like most of you inside your life. So if you got that little taint inside your life, you will be viewing in an illusion of something that there's still beauty, still beauty, but you were looking at it in an illusion. That could be you talking about a certain religion. That could be you talking about politics. That could be you arguing with your family because of a president. Guys, that is not very intellectual, is it? So you must look at nature. But if you do not give that parrot a beautiful atmosphere to live like in heaven, that's all he knows, is living like this in an experiment. But living in a habitat where he can teach other people, how did I get here? From the egg in our teaching. Sometimes you get it in a parrot. And if you can raise that parrot and understand what that parrot needs, that parrot will give you back a piece. Same thing with a dog. Same thing with a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife. Everybody says, well, I'm tired of them. They don't do. They don't do what? You know from the point of when you met them what they were going to do. You were just silly in love. Oh, well, that's life. So then you go on and you raise children and you try to act like you are so proper. And your children see right through you. And the children turn out the same way. But now when you're older, you're hiding something of who you were to these children, and that's coming out inside the children. And households are claiming this part of not giving children environment and adults environment to experience just nature. And that's what our wellness center here is in Puerto Rico. But we're virtually online all over the world. And we do classes and we teach. And the main thing right now that we're teaching everybody is the part of nature that we do teach in the alchemy. Say there's a name for everything, but you could say hocus pocus, hit me with all your mighty power, or whatever you want to say. Uh, I would say, well, if you're telling me that, then your belief inside you is not that great. That's it. Just find it. It's hard to find it in regular understanding. So you need things like this as interactive study to understand that life is beautiful. But the question is how did Fabiano get here? Through an egg, through our teachings. We teach a lot about an egg. And the biggest thing is to understand that that egg and that shell can grow to this, can grow to you. But if we didn't have the plants, the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, then they say a thing called love. But what is real love? And what is real peace? And where is there peace on earth? If we had more gardens like this, we would be living in heaven, wouldn't we? All different herbs. Imagine a property. Imagine the property. Look at the beauty. The beauty. Every inch of it. Look at that. Look, guys. This is all Olivia OAT. All her work that she does for people and classes that she teaches privately. And everything on this land was grown by us and set up. And as you look, there's still a lot more work that is being done all the time. But it's beauty, beauty, beauty. That is something right there. That's a nice little. It's all Olivia's artwork on her work and her board that she hung for everybody to experience love in the garden or virtually. And you will start to see down to the ground where the Tile is all done. See, all done spiritually. Plants placed for certain when you are in a holy how from the entrance. See? How would you act? Where would you go? How would you feel? Do any of you know what this is? Hmm? We got tons of them here fresh. We also have the goldfish. Wood is very cool today. And it has its own environment. See our beautiful money tree that has been with us for quite a while. Over, this is only, I think, 1 year because of the way we grow it. Um, so when you come to us, we have all the, but we have special gardens, and we walk people through them virtually. Sometimes you might be here and you sit, but the question is, when you do come, you have to book. You have to know what you're doing. No gimmicks, no games. This is a way of life, and so you see, you have a canepa tree, baby. We trim it. This can get very big, and we must always trim this to keep it like a bonsai. We also have the lang lang that we had. This lang lang, 2 years old, guys, and it's already grew it, and you can see the bloom there. Now, this right here, lang lang, is very good, especially spiritually. Um, when you are trying to prove scientifically, you would take a piece of the lang lang, right? And you would break that up. Then from there, you would put that to your nose, to your forehead. You would rub it in the oil, especially if you were in the sun. First, make sure you know it's lang lang. You're not allergic to the lang lang or anything like that. Okay. We're not your doctor here on this, but we will teach you about understanding. So, next, right here, we have another money tree when we look, but then when we come here, look at these. Look at these guys. Look at that one. It's over 7 feet. Beautifully. 7 feet in the air. 7 feet. Another one coming up. This is a magical garden. See? All the way back there to the path. Now, this path, very special. This part, especially with students, because when you come to learn alchemy, this would be set up, which it is here, for the student. That student will learn to trim. So we need overgrowth sometimes, because also the students will take some of the flower, understand different types of leaves that we do have. Um, this is the real serious part that you start to understand different types of plants that we do have. We are in the Puerto Rico area, so some of you cannot grow stuff like this, but these are things that people come to, especially spiritually. Spiritually, lemongrass needs to be kept pretty well. This is an art piece that's going to be done. We're recycling a toilet, putting the dirt in now, putting the water, putting a plant. Gonna have something coming out. That's an art project. Um, from here, we have the exercise for the internal training, but we also, this is for the next class coming in, learning to trim and understand how to take care of this. This is the sacred agave plant that we have had since a baby and planted it. Now, all this cactus here is fresh cactus. So, anybody in Puerto Rico that really wants cactus for your place or different things like that, you will understand what we are about here. Um, we're about learning that sacredness inside of you and really going towards different art. This is all Olivia's artwork. And all of these are different shapes that could be taken, can be cut, can be grown. But if you want it from the root, that's really the art that you're getting. She does have other pieces that way. Now, this is a path that has to be swept today. Okay, because the day is not over. This has to be trimmed. And the day is not over yet. Right? So this has to be done here. But now when I come over here, the life opens up. So, more cactus, more dandelion, a nice little path. From there, we have where our passion fruit grows up. That goes all the way down. We have nice lemongrass here again. Lemongrass is very good also when you have bugs and different things like that to have around. This is going out for the recycle. This right here. Now look at this beautiful bonsai that we have had. And Poppy is joining us. Puppy is going through the garden. Puppy. Okay, there's Puppy. He's in the garden. He just left. So now we come to another part of beautiful garden, right? With the gardenia, cactus, and more cactus that we sell, bonsais, see all different exotic plants and art and palm and different things that you can do with your property if you're an Airbnb or something, learning on how to make your backyard a little nature hike where people would walk their property more and be thankful. And this is what hotels are looking at. But the design is understanding there's a butterfly being caught over there. If someone saw it or they didn't. Uh, and here with the papaya. And this is what we do here and teach on a level where that sometimes people are not designed to go into this religion, go into this, but you can go into an alchemy state where you see nature and you experience nature and you're walking around and your hands are in soil and you're getting the right amount of sun and you're seeing butterflies and you're looking all around, you will start to understand that is this thing we call God. Just be thankful for that in which it is, nothing else.